Caleb, faithful spy and warrior. He was from the tribe of Judah, chosen as one of the 12 spies sent to explore Canaan. Along with Joshua, he gave a faithful report, trusting God's promises despite the land's challenges. He opposed the majority of the fearful report about the land of Canaan. He wanted to go in. He and Joshua, he maintained faith in God's promises. He served 40 years of wilderness wandering and kept his strength and vision by God's grace, and he claimed his inheritance at the age of 85. He had military conquests, conquering Hebron, defeating the Anakim, the giants. He fulfilled God's promises personally. He distributed the inheritance to his family and established a legacy among the people of Israel. The key themes we see in the life of the great warrior Caleb is his unwavering faith. He trusted in God's promises. We see courage when he stands against the majority. We see perseverance, maintaining vision for 45 years of what God has promised and what God's plan was. We see that physical vigor, the strength preserved for him by God all the way into his 80s, and we see the inheritance that he claims in the last part of his life. Caleb was a man of courage. It defined him. In this story, we see how God rewards those who are faithful, who believe in his promises, and despite the obstacles and the delay, they finish the race. Become a member of the channel and get exclusive members-only content, courses, articles, audio, and much more. All in one place. We add new materials every single month, and we'd love to have you. Check out the links in the description or in the links for the channel. Some key points. He was from the tribe of Judah. He was one of the 2 faithful spies who made it into the promised land in the end after 40 years of wandering in the desert. He followed God fully and faithfully. He defied the majority report. He was preserved in the wilderness for 40 years. He received Hebron. He drove out the Anakim. He gave his daughters a marriage dowry. He was an aged warrior. He trusted God's promises. He was part of the Exodus generation, but one of only 2 who made it to the promised land. He represented Judah. He encouraged Joshua. He received specific blessing and an inheritance promised to him. He demonstrated courage all throughout his life, and he was a model of faithfulness. He conquered Debir. He led his family well. He had generational impact through his family and the people of Israel. He had spiritual integrity. He was a military leader, and he had prophetic significance in seeing the promises of God come to pass. He received his inheritance in full, mentoring the next generation, and he's remembered for his faithfulness. An honorable man. Lessons from Father Caleb. A positive lesson. He was one of the spies. Caleb believed God. He did not believe the fears of the other 10 spies. He was a man of courage, and he lived up to it. We must always remember that God hates a coward, and Caleb is an example to us of a courageous man. He lived to tell of it, of the great things that God has done because of his courage and his unwillingness to back down and be a coward. The main lesson, Hebron. The old man. He was fierce in his old age and still in faith. He received his inheritance, and he was able to be roused to the fight, even at the age of 85, taking what was promised to him 40 years later and leaving it to his children. A man to the end. A notable point. Promises made and promises kept. God hates a coward, and because of cowardice, Israel died in the desert, and only 2 of the generation that left Egypt made it to the promised land. Joshua and Caleb. The promise was made, the promise was kept, he got his inheritance, he saw the promised land, he lived a long life, and he left it all to his family because he's a man of courage and he serves a good God. Caleb, a courageous spy. Become a member of the channel and get exclusive members-only content, courses, articles, audio, and much more, all in one place. We add new materials every single month, and we'd love to have you. Check out the links in the description or in the links for the channel.